So hello friends, welcome to another class of biology. Remember we are studying about meristematic tissues. In my last class I told you all the properties that you will see if you look into the microscope, what type of cells you will find in the meristematic tissues. We studied that the last time. Meristematic tissues, remember, is the parts in a plant which shows growth, which can cause growth in a plant, right? So here in this diagram I have tried to explain the different types of meristematic tissues present in plants. Okay, the first type of meristematic tissues is known as the apical meristem. Apical, the word apical comes from the word, this is coming from a word called apex. You know what is apex? Go into the dictionary, pause the video and look for apex. Apex, if you found out, is the tip. Apex is the topmost point. Okay, so from that word, from the word apex, we derive the word apical meristem. Meristem is the meristematic tissues that can show cell division, and apical means tissues present at the tips that are showing cell division. So here you see this, if this is a plant, consider this to be a plant. This is the tip, and at the tip, at this tip, not only this tip, even these tips, and not even these tips, even the tips of the roots, the tips will have meristematic regions, meristematic tissues. These tissues here, if you take slices of these tissues and if you look into the microscope, it will be exactly what I told you last time. The cells will be small, the cell wall will be thin, vacuoles will be missing, but the nucleus will be thick, prominent one, and the cytoplasm will be dense. So these here are the apical meristematic tissues. The apex, present at the apex, at the shoot apex or the root apex, so they are present at the tips. Apical meristem are tissues, meristematic tissues found at shoot and root tips. They found at root and shoot tips. Because they found at the tips, they are called apical meristem. Present at the tips, meristematic tissues present at the tips. If they are present at the tips, at the shoot tip and the root tip, what are they supposed to do? What are they doing in this plant? So I brought a plant material with me, a common plant called periwinkle. Now this plant at the tip, look at the tip, I'll bring it closer to you. See at the tip, there are a lot of structures present at the tip. Some are leaf structures, some are flower structures. So all these, if I take a slice from here, I'll find all cells here meristematic. The properties that I told you will be found here at the tip, right? So at the tips, you will find flowers, you will find leaves coming out. So meristematic tissues are the reasons flowers or leaves are not as much dense as they are here. Here they are all packed together. Look at this. They are all packed. So many things are happening here. So many new things are coming out here. Why new things are coming out here? Because meristematic tissues are present. Now as this will grow, the leaves, the flowers will remain here itself. These leaves, how did they come? They came from, because once this stem was shorter, the apical meristem was here, and that is what gave rise to these tips. The apical meristem keeps on growing. The apical meristem will move ahead and it will leave behind branches, stem, not branches and stem, but the leaves and flowers, other things. Apical meristem, what is it doing? Apical meristem is causing increase in length. Apical meristem leads to the increase of length of the plant, even under the ground and above the ground. So whether the plant goes under the ground or goes above the ground, the roots will go under the ground, shoots will go above the ground, the length of the plant is increasing. So apical meristem, what is apical meristem? The meristematic tissues present at the tips of the plants, even the shoot and root tips. And what do? They cause the increase of length of the plant. What will happen if I cut off the tip? The length from here will not increase. length is not going to increase from here, because if I cut it, meristematic tissues are going to be lost, so they will not grow from here. Then what will the plant do? It has to grow. Plant has other options. Let us see the other options. This is the apical meristem. Let's go to the other option. The other option the plant has is the intercalary. Other option that the plant has is the intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem are mainly present at nodes of the plant. Now you will be wondering, what are these nodes? So if you take any plant, not only this plant, take any plant for that matter, if you see the stem, it is not straight. It is bulged out at different points. You can see these points, these small little points. I put it against a dark background, maybe you'll be able to see. So here you see it's bulging out, here it is bulging out, here it is bulging out, here it is bulging out. So these bulged out parts, in layman terms it can be called, these bulged out structures are called nodes. These nodes, we call them nodes, but in biology there is a different term for it, I will tell you. So these are nodes. So there are a lot of nodes present here. So meristematic tissues are present at these nodes. Meristematic tissues are present at the nodes, like the diagram here I showed you. Here see, node, this is the node. Meristematic tissues are present at the nodes also, at the tips also and the nodes also. Now what do they help us in? You see the branches shooting out from the node. Here also branch shooting out from the node. Here also, from this node the branches are shooting out. Here from this node the branch is shooting out. So when a plant needs to produce a branch or even a leaf for that matter, a new leaf can come out through the nodes. A branch can come out through the nodes. If you see a money plant, you can see that very distinctly. New branches, new leaves will come out through the nodes, right? So the nodes. Now what happens at the nodes? In the biological term, the word for nodes is axillary buds. So this is the axil, the main axis of the plant, main axis, and at the main axis you can find these small buds around it. So it's known as the axillary buds. These axillary buds, in layman terms, it's known as nodes. Common term, it's known as nodes, general, for the general public. But for a biology student, here you will use the word axillary buds. So there are meristematic tissues present at the axillary buds, which will give rise to or produce leaves and even branches. Leaves and branches arise from the axillary buds or the nodes, because intercalary meristem is present at the nodes. Okay, and in some cases even roots arise from the axillary buds. If you are interested in gardening and you have to plant a rose plant, when you plant a rose plant, there are no seeds for rose plant. Roses are grown with the help of the stem. A stem is cut and put in the soil, and after some days of watering and giving and taking care of it, you will see new branches coming out from the nodes, whatever you have cut. Let's say this is the cut portion. So the new plant will not start growing from here. The new branch will start coming out from one of the nodes. New leaves will come out from here, and if it is inside the soil, even roots will come out from the nodes. So why are new structures coming out from the nodes? New structures are coming out from the nodes because meristematic tissues are present at the nodes, and they are giving birth to leaves, new branches, and if they are present down, they're even producing roots. In the money plant, you can see the money plant kept in a bowl of water. You will see new roots coming out from the axillary buds or the nodes, new leaves coming out from the nodes. It's very distinct in the money plant because everything is there in front of your eyes. So there is the apical meristem causing increase in length. There is the intercalary meristem also helping in increase of length, but along with it, it is also producing new flowers, shoots, etc. Right? It also causes the increase of length between nodes. These meristematic tissues are going to produce cells here also. These meristematic tissues are going to produce cells here also. So gradually what's going to happen? The length between the nodes will increase. You don't believe me? Look here. Here the length between the nodes is just this much. Just a small little area. And as you go down, see the distance between the nodes. Distance between the nodes has increased. As you go down, the distance will keep on increasing. How did the nodes go far away from each other? Because the meristematic tissues are producing cells in both directions. So the nodes will also gradually increase. If the nodes are increasing, the length of the plant will also increase. So intercalary meristem also allows the increase in length. Now let's see the third and the last type of meristem, which is a bit important. This meristematic tissue is also known as the cambium. You will not be able to see it here. To see it, you will have to take a section of the stem. Section means, in biology, section means a slice. You'll have to take a slice. When you take a slice of it, you will see these structures. Not through your naked eyes, but in the microscope, if you take a slice of it, you will see these structures present all around the stem. All of this is filled up with cells, remember, but some cells here are arranged as a ring all around. These rings are called vascular bundles. Xylem and phloem are present in these rings. But if you see a ring from close, the diagram is in your book also. If one of this you take, I have taken one of this vascular bundle. So towards the outer side you will find phloem present in the outer side of the vascular bundles, and at the lower side, if you see, you can see the diagram in your book also. This diagram present in the book also, in your textbook, NCERT book. So at the lower side you have the xylem vessels. The vascular bundle is made up of phloem as well as xylem. But in the middle, there is a region which is neither xylem nor phloem. This is the meristematic tissue, or the cambium we call it. So this is the cambium. Between the xylem and the phloem, inside this, at the sides of the stem and the root, there are meristematic tissues at the sides. And in biology, the word for side is lateral. The word lateral means sides. So there are meristematic tissues present inside the stem at the sides, all around the plant. All around the plant there are cambium cells, meristematic, lateral meristematic cells. See, the thickness of this part is very less, and as the plant grows, the thickness increases. And if it is a tree, it will increase further. If it's the banyan tree, it will be broader than even me. So how does this girth increase? The girth increases because of the cambium. The cells here start producing more cells in all the four directions. All directions. So since the cells are pushing outward, gradually the stem will increase in girth. Use the word girth. So understood what is cambium? Understood what is lateral meristem? So where is lateral present? Lateral meristem is present all around. Present all around the stem and roots of plants. They are also known as cambium. And what would they lead to? They will lead to increase in girth of plants. They will allow the plant to grow thicker, and that is how the plant grows. Either it grows upwards, or the sidewards branching out, or it increases in thickness. Some meristematic tissues might be more active, some meristematic tissues will be less active. That is why one branch goes very long, the other branch limits itself to a short distance. One root goes very deep, the other goes very less. So meristematic tissues can be active at different levels also, and that's why the growth in plants is not proportionate, disproportionate growth plant shows due to unequal activity of the meristematic tissues. So that is all about meristematic tissues, the tissues that cause growth in plants. And with this, we will wind up today's class about meristematic tissues, the first step of plant tissues, the tissues that cause growth. So have a nice day. Till we meet next, keep studying. Bye.